Right, I'm in France at Bounty Lakes, and just finished doing the weeks-long tuition out there, and I'm just taking the last 24 hours to sort of chill out and do a bit of stalking. So if this camera suddenly goes flying, you know why. I've got both of the lakes to myself, and I found some fish in the edge, so I thought it'd be rude if I didn't do a bit of stalking, and I thought I'd best do a bit of filming. It's been a bit hectic this week. Beginning of the week was really hot, and had been spawning a lot on both lakes, and there seemed to be quite a lot of bait laying around on the bottom of the lake, especially in B2 where the cafe is and the bar. This meant I had to sort of advise people to sort of like hang off on the bait just for a day or two and let it be cleared up. I gathered this information from the people that were fishing the lake the week before. Now the lake looked fairly lifeless in this, say, about 2 days, but suddenly come alive Monday. What I mean by that, you know, we could actually see them like showing. They were even cruising in the sun. I mean, it got well up, must have been 37 here, I don't know, it's flipping hot. And the weather alright, it's the same as at home, not as hot, but one day it's hot, one day it's cold and it's raining, and it's been like that here. It seems 2 or 3 days of heat, and now we're on like mega cold weather. So anyway, we've let in the lake sort of starve and it coming alive, and then I advise people to sort of start fishing it how you would, you know, put a bit more bait in. Anyway, the bites started coming, and cut a long story short, everyone caught, everyone had nice sort of big fish. Biggest carp out B2 that week was you know, a 31-pound mirror. Alright, it's not massive, but you know, that fish was probably about 37-38 pounds, because they've just like spawned right out, and they've been doing it for a few weeks. There's quite a few sort of mid-20s to 29 pound as well. So the biggest carp was, like I said, a 31 mirror. I had a 27 common out of there as well, and the biggest cat was a 66. I managed a 54. I lost a real beast last night in the early hours. Stripped off mega loads of line off me. I was actually fishing for them, but with carp gear. I've had a few this week, sort of two biggest being a 40 pounder and a 54. I've been basically fishing mostly nights, and at the nights after tea I was doing B1, and I was baiting it during the day. The carp were getting in there. Okay, I caught quite a few, hit a load of cats. I don't know, I didn't really get into the cat thing on here, to be honest. I was so knackered, and being in the sun, it just made it really, at times, just like drained you. So at the end of the day, these lads sort of, I got my carpet on a bit and moved down the lake, and these lads sort of turned around and said, oh, I don't mind going in there. So I took them down for a few hours fishing with my gear, and they had some carp. And they went in there that night. You know, I'd been baiting it for about 2.5 days, so I'd put a lot of halibut pellets in there and halibut boilies, both from Dynamite, out there. And then that night they had, this young lad, he had a 74-pound catfish, which is like pretty amazing really. And they had several carp as well over their time to 25 in the next 2 days, several other cats. So all in all, everyone seemed to have a good trip. There was a couple of geezers, 2 staves, and they sort of targeted the cats more than what the other people did, and they hit a few big uns but lost them, but still had fish to 50 odd pounds. So everyone seemed to have had a good time. The weather is sort of calmed right down now, so what's that? Hold on a minute. So that's a real savage liner. With the lake being so shallow, your lines just pick up really tight as they move through. It's even worse when a big cat goes through there. The liners at night are just, well, absolutely massive. I had the caravan, which was like a base camp, but I did every night, apart from one night. I just had to get some serious sleep, and I crashed out for 10 hours. I was in like Mongo land, and it done me the world of good, to be honest. The only thing I didn't like about the trip this time, it was you know, I'm here for a week and I was here for 9 days, which, because Ryanair fly at real weird times and can't get out of here till, what was it, couldn't get here on a Saturday, so I had to come on a Friday, so they don't fly on the following Saturday, so I have to go home on a Sunday. It's just, it messes my week up, and yeah, it messes my week up, and you know, I don't want to be really away from the missus for like 9 days, to be honest. So if I do this sort of trip again, I would come out here on a Sunday and I would leave on the Friday, and I've sort of like said that to JP already. There's no way I can be away from home that long. I'm not interested in doing that sort of thing. The food was brilliant. I tried everything. I even tried horse. I loved it, which everyone said I was a savage. Frog's legs, no, didn't do them. Snails, oh God, it's just like everything. Farquhar, just, you know, if you go to a foreign country, I always say you should try their food, do you know what I mean? And I'm one to mix and match, really. So we've had a couple of, several good wine tasting soirees as well, sitting up till the early hours, in between getting bites and that. So we've had a great time, really. Weather's cool right off, which makes it a lot more comfortable. And I don't know how many carp I had, quite a few catfish as well. Like I said, I lost a real beast, so I was a bit gutted about that actually, because I actually stopped the run at about 50-60 yards, and as soon as I stopped him, the hook popped out, so that wasn't really good. So I'm hoping in the last few hours, and I've got tonight as well, I'm going to go back on B2 and load it up with halibut marine pellets and boilies. I've got about 14-15 kilo left, and that's what I've been putting in there every night, sort of 15 to 17 kilo a night, and it's just unbelievable what happens in there as well. But you know, what I would advise as well is when you come here, like, you know, ask for advice, right? Yeah, if the lake's fishing with the members, if you can see them before they, not the members, the geezers that were fishing here before. JP will tell you what's going on. I did find people didn't have enough hook link material. Definitely, like, you need braided hook links in here, plenty of it, £25. I mean, I was using Corda, £25 super natural, I always get that wrong, and a Corda size 6 curved hooks, curved shanks. They were brilliant. They were like just excellent. Loads of like PVA mesh, and either PVA tape to hold the hair down on the bag, or tape. You know, I mean, I run out of tape, went to PVA string sort of thing. So that's what I sort of noticed. People weren't sort of equipped for it. And when I come here in February, I did a few short sort of mini clips on here, and I did say you need these sort of things. It's something to think about, really. You need loads of putty. You just need putty because there's no lead core, so you want to get the line down, little blobs on the hook link, on the main line, and I wouldn't come here really now with anything less than £20 line. Just get a good, tough, strong line. So, oh God, fish are just topping out all over the place. That rod's got to go in a minute. Anyway, if I don't get back to you right yet, I'm actually dying to get back to the missus. I'm going to spend a couple of days with her, and then I'm off, because it'll be around about 12 days since I've fished in England now. No more than that, 2 weeks. I've got to get back to the big pit. I purposely didn't bring my phone, my private phone, because I just don't want to know, to be honest. So we'll just see what happens. Right, when you're stalking, these are the sort of things you're looking for, like pheasant. Some real fishing going on here. Typical. As soon as I turn the camera on and zoom in, they stop. I just round these reeds here. Just round, they're right there now. Look, there they are. Proper having it. I've dropped a rig in. I've cast about 20 foot behind with a 1 ounce lead, and then just gently reeled it across to the top and dropped it down. Loads in this. It's hard to pick it up here. One just jumped to the right. Bang on them. A little bit of fizzing going on there. That's basically just behind the hook bait. Other things you can look for is like colour water, weed floating, and the norm fish rolling, jumping. Sometimes if you're lucky you can smell them on the wind. Also, if you look out there in the middle, there's flat spots. Now that's either pellets that's still there being munched, letting off oil, or it's carp shitting bait out, like hemp, pellets, etc. Real oily stuff. So once you know there is signs to look around, that slick's carrying on. So I would say something's munching out there. It could be a group of fish just laying up after eating some oily bait and like shitting it out.